Okay, so now that we have our basis covered up, it's time to learn more about prompting. See, so my prompts, they always have two main things. Number one is me explaining the action, and the other part of the prompt is me describing the quality of the image. So let me show you, for example, here. I have ancient Macedonian generals pondering their war strategy sitting on a table, comma, tense environment, comma, they are all in a palace court. And this is me describing the action of the image, like what's going to be in the image. I say that they're going to be generals, they're sitting, they're discussing a war strategy. That's the action happening inside the image. The rest of the prompt, which is from here till here, photorealistic, 8K, natural lighting, HDR, high resolution. This is me trying to improve the quality of the image. So photorealistic and 8K, what it does is it kind of improves the quality of the image, making it more realistic. Natural lighting, of course, would mean that there's going to be light coming onto the picture. Let me show you right here. So this is kind of the natural lighting coming here. This is natural lighting shining right into the table. You can see it's here as well, and it's kind of here as well. And then we have HDR. So HDR is high dynamic range. What it does is it kind of captures the areas which have more brightness and kind of the areas which have shadows. So let me see. So let's see, this is more brighter, this is kind of more shadow. It captures all of it together in more detail than a standard image, which can only capture it with less detail. So I've upscaled one of these images, and let's see what it looks like. See, so it is a very high quality image, but we have to take it to the next level from here. I showed you the example of Alexander image where he was riding into battle on his horse, but without this prompt, photorealistic, 8K, natural lighting, HDR, high resolution, and the result was Midjourney giving us a very average picture. But here, as you see, in another example where I added this prompt, in addition to the action, it gave us a very ultra realistic picture. But we have to take it another level from here. So let's see what else can we do. So now what I've done is, in addition to this prompt, I have added some other prompts. So the action remains the same, and I did this on purpose so we can compare the result better. So as you can see, ancient Macedonian generals pondering their war strategy, sitting on a table. This remains the same. This is the action. And then if you see, I have depth of field, superb sharpness and contrast, and photorealistic 8K natural lighting. This is same as I had here. So the only thing I added in this example is depth of field, superb sharpness, and contrast. So let's see what Midjourney gave us. So as you can see, it gave us an even higher quality picture, and that's because we added contrast. And as you can see, the contrast of these images is way better than these images, and they're super sharp as well. And depth of field basically means is one object or one person in this case is in super focus, while the rest of the image is sort of blurry. It's not entirely blurry, but it's sort of blurry, so that it creates an even better contrast and it's even more engaging. So let's see this in upscale. So this was our first image, and this is our second image. As you can see, it's a lot more higher quality. Now let's see if we can take this to even a further level. So for that, I have this prompt. So the action still remains the same. It's ancient Macedonian generals pondering their war strategy, sitting on a table. This remains the same. Photorealistic, 8K, natural lighting, HDR, this also remains the same. But what I have now is Canon EOS R5. So this basically right here is a camera. And what I have written ahead is basically the lens of that camera. So most people don't know that you can actually treat Midjourney as a camera. So now what I'm asking Midjourney to do is create me an image using a professional photography camera, and this takes it to another level. And now if I compare the pictures from this prompt to the previous prompt, you can see that it even gets higher. The quality, let's see it in upscale. The quality even improves. So this was the second image. This was the first image that we had. Here I did not add depth of field, superb sharpness, and contrast. When I added that, it improved the quality more. And now when I have entered the prompt of a professional photography camera, it has even improved the quality. But we are not done here yet. There is a way to improve this even further. And for that, I have this prompt. So the action still remains the same: ancient Macedonian generals pondering their war strategy, sitting on a table, and I've done this so we can compare it better. Photorealistic 8K natural lighting HDR, this remains the same. But now what I have is, notice this, shot on IMAX laser, and I'll tell you what it is. Shot on IMAX laser. IMAX laser is basically a projection technology. If you go to a cinema to watch a movie, the projector that is showing you those videos, those images, is what is IMAX laser technology. And this takes it to the ultimate level. As you can see, the colors are just impeccable. The contrast, everything about it is just impeccable. You know, my favorite, one of my favorite characters from the Boys series, Homelander, it's his famous dialogue. It was perfect. So let's now compare all the 4 pictures. So this was when I added just the basic action, and then I defined Midjourney to improve the quality by saying photorealistic 8K natural lighting HDR. It's a good quality image, it's ultra realistic, but to take it to another level, I did depth of field, superb sharpness, contrast. It improved the quality further. And then what we had is, we shot this image using a professional photography camera, Canon EOS R5. And this right here is the ultimate level. As you can see, this is much like the colors on this image. Look at the color of that beard and the way it like contrasted itself with the light and the hairs. That it's like ultra real. And here what I did is I basically asked Midjourney to use a projector of a cinema. So we have created several prompts on people. First it was Alexander. Now it's kind of more people into one picture. But let's create a picture on scenery. So for that, I have this prompt that I've used. Ocean waves hitting a tall sandy mountain, view from the top of the hill, high contrast, shimmering sun rays, and then the rest is the same. So here I've just added shimmering and sun rays. The reason for that is I kind of always, when I'm doing a scenery, I kind of always want that glitter in my picture, like a shiny thing, and sun rays hitting my picture. Even if this was a forest scene, I would have probably done this. If this was desert, I would have probably done this. This is ocean, water, I did this. And you can see there's sun rays in every picture, and it kind of looks like a shiny picture. But you know, one thing I would tell you here is, when I created this image, in my mind I had a picture that the ocean waves were hitting like a tall mountain. But if you see this picture, the ocean waves are kind of like hitting the shore. They're not hitting like a tall mountain. And so this prompting that I've been teaching you, this does not have anything to do with the action. This shimmering photorealistic 8K HDR, this does not have anything to do with the action. This improves only the quality of the picture. But what is one thing that we can do to improve the action that we are describing to Midjourney, so that Midjourney actually gives us most of the time the action that we want? And that's where the art of blending comes in. If you remember, I talked about those links that I had in my example Alexander image, and I showed you and I told you that I would tell you about those links later. So now is the time that I'll teach you about the art of blending.